Hi Collective, welcome. We're continuing our journey of exploring the Major Arcana from the Fool to the World. And today we're discussing the Hanging Man. This card's often called the Hanged Man, the Hanged One, but it's also called the Test. Here, as in this German card, this is the Test. Here it's called the Hanging Man. To call it the Hangman is technically incorrect, since the man has put himself into this upside down position. No one forced him, and he's certainly not hung by the throat. He is hanging by a leg or a foot, and it's a test of skills. Imagination, adaptability, and whether you're able to think outside the box. So it is technically a test. This depiction goes back to Indian history, when the Yogis were able to control their body and mind with specific exercises. The hanging man also turns up in German folklore. After hanging upside down for 9 icy nights, the meaning of symbols of the rune stones became apparent to him. So there's lots of hanging men from the past, and when this card appears in your reading nowadays, you're being tested to come up with a solution to a difficult problem in your life. The lesson is to use mind and body to reach a successful and meaningful solution. So you do need to look at things from a different perspective, think outside the box, look at the pros and cons of the situation, basically. So let's have a look at some of the depictions here. This hanging man is just loosely tied by these chains, and he could easily escape these chains, but he hasn't reached his solution yet. This hanging man is looking very spiritual. He does look like a yogi. Very spiritual, very controlled. Waiting until the solution comes, and the cat here is assisting him. This one's hanging on a violin. And yes, it's the test. So he's going to wait until he passes the test, until he can come down here, before he can come down from the violin. It's also a test whether he can play this violin upside down. So, yeah, but I don't think we get tested like that very often, whether we can play a violin upside down. So I don't know. And this one is wrapped like an Egyptian mummy here. Can't really see what they're tied to, but yeah, definitely tied up here. The scarab here is coming out. Scarab on the heart. I think the scarab is a protective symbol in Egyptian history. So they're protecting their heart while they're thinking of a suitable solution. This one's quite happy. He's having a laugh, actually. He's singing, he's talking. He says, oh, well, I'm nearly there. I've nearly got the solution. It's not long now. So, this is like a Buddha-like depiction here, straight connected to the divine. So the ideas come through the foot, goes through the rest of the body, as well connected with nerve channels here, and blood vessels, and so forth, until that wisdom does go into our brain. So, and there's the test, there's a little weight here on the bottom here, so that makes it like a testing a situation. But this person has their mind wide open to receive solutions for the problem. Yeah, and the dragon is hanging here from the Tarot Draconis. He is also very clear to what he wants, what he's trying to achieve, and trying to think outside the box here, trying to see things from a different perspective. So to receive that inner knowledge, that inner wisdom from the divine, we have to sometimes think differently. We have to change our way of thinking, and sometimes we have to change our way of doing things as well. So depending on the rest of the cards in the reading, of course, you can interpret this in different ways. So we will finish here with the Hanging Man. I think I've gone into enough detail here. You can see how different they are and how they may bring different aspects and vibrations into a reading that you're doing. So that concludes the Hanging Man. What's next? Let me see on my list. Oh, the Death card is next, so that should be interesting. But I must say the Hanging Man is actually one of my favorite Major Arcana cards. Not quite sure why, but maybe because I do like a challenge. I do like a personal challenge, and I do like to think outside the box. So, until I see you in the next reading, take good care. Bye-bye.